Hi, this is Juliana, and today I'm going to show you how to make this Sunlit Sea Drop earring. The beads I used to create this earring came from the Eureka Summer in Sicily collection. That collection's already sold out. They sell out really fast. But they do list the supplies individually underneath the collection, and most of them are usually available. Sometimes they also restock. You may have bought the collection and have beads left over, because they gave you plenty of beads in that collection. You can also purchase these supplies from other places, most of them, maybe not the Post. So the beads we used to create this earring were this beautiful enameled 24 karat gold-plated post that came in the collection, jump rings, an 8mm Montee, lentil beads, quarter Tila beads, a 15-0 Miyuki round, 11-0 Miyuki round, a 15-0 Miyuki round, and an 8-0 Toho bead. Also, I think this is an 11 or 12, and you could probably get away with either one. And I used a 6-pound crystal fire line just because that's what I usually use. You might could use a 4, but I'm not sure how the tension in the earring would turn out if you did. But, you know, if that's all you've got, it's worth a shot. I think that is it, so let's get started. I have threaded my needle with about a half a wingspan of thread, and I am going to start by going through one of the holes on this Montee. It's really pretty Montee, I might add. And I'm not putting a stop bead on, but you could. I'm going to leave about a 4-inch tail just so I can weave that in later. I'm going to pick up 5 of my 11 O's. And I'm going to just go around the corner from the hole I'm coming out of here, right around the corner to the next hole. Pick up 5 11 O's. Go right around the corner to the next open hole. Pick up 5 11 O's. Right around the corner. Kind of holding on to that tail thread a little bit until I get this established. 5 more 11 O's, and through that last hole. Now coming out of that hole right there, I'm just going to go through all of these beads again. And what I want to do is connect them all, because now they're in little groups of 5. Just want to make sure they're all connected together in a ring. And you can pull that tail thread a little if things get loose. And when I've got them all good and snug, and I might, you can do this as many times as you want, but I just want to make sure they're all together. Okay, I'm at the corner here. I'm going to go through the next one. And you don't really have to. You can do this on any of them, actually. And I'm going to pick up one of my half Tilas, quarter Tilas. Make sure your Tilas have both holes patent. And I'm coming out of this 11-0 right here. And I'm going to backtrack behind it through that same 11-0 and go through it and the one in front of it. I'm just going to make sure that thread doesn't twist or anything. And I'm going to pick up a lentil, and your lentils These lentils they're interesting. They come in, like some of them are very colorful and some of them are less colorful, more translucent. So you want to pick your lentils, excuse me, decide which ones you want to put on your piece. I wanted the more opaque ones. So I'm going to pick up one of those. I'm coming out of that 11-0. Going to go right back through that 11-0 again and the one in front of it. And you're going to have to make sure in this piece that your thread's not catching over these other beads because there's a lot of beads that poke out and they want to catch your thread. Pick up a quarter tila, go through the one you're coming out of, the bead you're coming out of, and the one in front of it. Sorry, am I drifting away from center here? Make sure your bead's not twisted, your thread. Pick up a lentil. Just coming out of this one, go back through it, and the one in front of it. And we are going to do that all the way around, and then I will meet you back here. I'm coming up to my last lentil here in this row, and I'm going to go through that same bead I'm coming out of and the one in front. Make sure I don't get tangled because it's really easy to. And then I'm going to come back up through the bottom hole of that quarter tila. That's right there. And then I'm going to go through all of the bottom holes of the lentil. Well, there's only one hole in the lentil, but all of the holes in the lentils and the bottom holes of the quarter tilas. And I'm going to do that all the way around because we're kind of a hot mess right now, but we're going to, don't worry, we're going to fix it up. Make everything a little tidier. So we're going to do that all the way around. Just go through all those bottom holes and I will meet you back here. Okay, I've gone through all of those and you can see it's looking a little more cohesive now. So now I'm going to pick up one of my 8-ohs and I'm coming out of a lentil bead. I'm going to push this quarter tila kind of up so that that open hole is sitting up. And I'm going to go through the next lentil. Just the lentil. It's trying to go into that. Just the lentil. Pick up an 8-oh. Make sure your quarter tila is sitting up. And go through the next lentil. Because you want these 8-ohs to be kind of under the tops of these quarter tilas. And we're going to do that all the way around, and then I'll see you back. Alright, I am tighten that up a bit, pull it a little snug. Coming out of this quarter tila right here. Just going to go through the top of it, same quarter tila. And I'm going to pick up a 15-oh. That quarter tila, I'm going to go to the next quarter tila open hole. Like I said, it likes to grab everything, all your beads, so make sure you want your quarters to come together like that. Make sure your thread's not catching on stuff. Pick up a 15-oh. Next, open quarter tila. Should be pulling together like that, and we're going to do that all the way around, and I will see you back here. Okay, coming up to my last quarter tila here, a 15-oh on board. I'm going to go through that, maybe one other, maybe a couple of other. just to kind of go through a few more just to kind of tighten it up a little. Pull it snug. I'm going to go through that 15-0 and into a quarter tila. And I'm going to go down that same quarter tila to the bottom hole and through a lentil. And pick up an 8-0, go through the next lentil bead. Next lentil. I'm going to do that all the way around, and we will meet back here. And on my last 8-0, I'm going through that last little lentil bead there, and I'm going through the 8-0 next to it. All right, I've been working on the back because I like to sew that way, so I'm going to flip that back over to the front. I am going to pick up two 15-0s coming out of this 8-0 right here, and I'm going to go into this 15-0 kind of on the same side of it. And pick up two 15-0s, go right down to the 8-0 below it. And it should be pulling those 8-0s up. And if it's not, you can kind of encourage them up. Pick up two 15-0s and go through the next 15-0 at the top. Two 15-0s. Through the next 8-0. See how far down that 8-0 is? Just going to push it up a little. And once you pull on those 15-0s, it should come up on its own. So we're going to do that all the way around, and I will see you back here. Alright, I'm coming down to my last two 15-0s, coming out of that 15-0, going into my 8-0 there. And then I'm going to go through a lentil, maybe a couple of lentils, and 8-0s. I'm massaging that Montee a little bit to get it centered the way I want it. I'm coming out of an 8-0 now. I'm going to pick up 8 15-0 in my other color here, which is gold. I'm going to go back around the other side of that same 8-0. Just making a little loop there. And then I'm just going to go around that loop 3 or 4 times, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, I've reinforced that little loop. I'm coming out of the 8-0 here. I'm just going to go through in the next lentil. and maybe the 8/0, depending on whether or not if you can just get the lentil, you can get the 8/0, whatever you can get there. I got both. All we're going to do now is tie this off. I'm just going to do a couple of half hitches and tie it off. Following the thread path. I already threaded and tied off my tail thread, so all that's left to do is add this post and jump ring. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share it with your beady friends, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when I put another video up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this. I did, and I will see you next time. Bye.